Hello there, Virgo. This is Miss Joan, Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, and of course, Lady J of Lady J's Tarot Readings. We'll work on that and figure it out. I think there's going to be a pirate in there for sure. I just haven't dialed that in yet. You'll be the first to know when I get that figured out. I want to thank you all for all the wonderful comments and ideas that you brought to me last month. That was great. Communication is key. Please keep leaving comments. It helps the algorithm. And I will, of course, respond to all of you. Once again, go ahead and like and subscribe as needed. It's totally free, and then you'll get my videos dropped into your box without even having to look for them. Excellent. We have January in front of us, which will be December 31st through February 3rd, which is going to be 5 weeks. So we'll have 5 columns of cards and 3 rows as per usual. I'm doing this setup because number 1, I'm not at home, and number 2, I wanted you to be able to see the cards up close and personal because you didn't get the details last month, and I think the details are important. So we'll look at these cards as we go, all right? We have the Crystal Ally cards, of course. We're going to go ahead and pull a card for the month. This is a pre-programmed deck for you, Virgo. Let us go ahead and spread them out and find your card for the month. And we pulled Celestite Messages. So here we go. This is Celestite. It speaks about having new messages coming your way, keeping your mind open and your voice open. This is also about you giving messages as much as receiving messages, all right? Celestite is all about a throat chakra and being able and willing to give and receive messages. So there will be information coming to you that you need to deliver. Be open to the messages as well, to receive them, but also to give them, okay? We have the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck from John Holland we are going to use that's been pre-programmed for you. We'll go ahead and lay out all these cards for you for the month. And as we do, I will tell you about the messages that we received from my guides. They said that for the month of January, all 12 signs have been given the same one message that is for all of us, and that is that it's time to get going. If we've been waiting to pull the trigger on something, it's time to do it. Whatever that project you've been putting off, it's time to go, all right? Don't be afraid to get going on that one project, whether you're starting a new job or a new company or a new workout routine, whatever it is you've been putting off, do it. It's time. Huzzah! It's time to get going. I love that for us, since it's for all 12 signs, so that includes me. The next thing to know is that for you personally, you have this wonderful thing happening for you about getting some momentum going. We were talking about how there's some growing pains also with all the things that you've been starting and getting going on. There's some growing pains, and those growing pains make you want to sit still. And we don't want that. We want you to move through them. We want you to keep stretching, keep pushing. Whenever you grow, and like those boys who grow 6 inches in a week or something like that, it's very strange, but that happens. But they need, number one, they need sleep and rest, which is good. But then they also have to keep moving, so that and they will find themselves with new scrapes and new bruises because their bodies just haven't figured out where the new spaces are. And if you grow taller, suddenly you're bumping your head on things, which is completely normal. So expect that kind of thing where you're discovering new boundaries for yourself, physical boundaries, but also keep stretching, keep moving, keep pushing through it. Because if you sit still waiting for it to stop, it's not going to stop. And that's the good news. You don't want it to stop, but you do want to continue to appreciate the possibilities, appreciate the changes, and keep moving through the changes instead of becoming stagnant, all right? So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about December 31st through the 6th. Patience is the first card we have talking about where you are this particular week. Patience is the key, which speaks to the possibility, of course, that things may be testing you this week. Sorry, nobody wants to be in a place where they have to be patient. But I feel like this is more of you sitting in the starting blocks, right? You're sitting in the starting blocks like a runner, right? And you're ready. You're crouched down. You're ready, and you're like, okay, I'm getting a leg cramp. If we don't get going here, I'm going to freak out. But you're waiting for the starter pistol, and the starter pistol hasn't gone off yet. So, going to, but you need to be patient, okay? So be careful in that situation. Where you're blocked is the material harvest, okay? So you're not going to be in a position to collect anything or see the product of your work right now. You're just kind of sitting in the starting block. You're waiting. You're not going to see a lot of results this week. So if you've been gardening or doing stuff, it's just going to keep growing right now. There's no new fruit, no new nothing. Don't be upset about it. Know that you're in the in-between times, and the in-between times are fine. All right, so that's blocked. Harvesting is blocked, but there is rejoicing and celebration anyway. Hello! Yay! Well, it's New Year's Eve. Hello. So yes, there will be a party, a gathering. This is Three of Cups for sure. And you will be having a good time and being able to celebrate some success, some win this week. It's not just the New Year's party. It is about joy and love and celebrating. So yay, we like that for you. Enjoy the party. We will get more in depth in this week before we, at the end of this video. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the 7th through the 13th. We have light. You're going to start this week off with, well, not start the week, but the theme of the week is light. So we are headed towards the light. We're going to think about light. We're always going to be sharing light when you talk with people, other people, when you're sending messages, because you will be sending messages, there will be messages of light, okay? So keep in mind that as you're putting yourself out there or collecting new information, you'll be taking in light, and you'll be sharing light and dispersing light. Hello, that's wonderful. I like that. And emotional loss is blocked, so there will be no emotional loss, okay? Good news. If there is something that goes on for you, Virgo, that feels like an emotional loss, you will not be in a position to express that. It might be inappropriate timing for you to fall out crying, okay? That's annoying, right? But I don't feel like you're going to. I think that this is not going to be, maybe this is one of those conveniently appropriate losses where it's not emotional for you at all, but it's like, oh, well, thank goodness that happened and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Fabulous. Because we have positive movement forward, whatever that emotional loss was, and I'm not feeling it. It's blocked from being an emotional loss. So it's probably a loss that was non-emotional. Hello. And you're positively moving forward. Excellent. We'll get more information on this in the next video or in another video. So that's good news. Those videos will probably be done from home. So hello. Yes. Fertility is here. The next week over, we're talking about the 14th through the 20th. Okay. So let's look at fertility. We have fertility here. Wonderful stuff. There's good things happening. You're sowing some seeds for yourself and for who you are and what you want to be when you grow up. And there's going to be some really nice potential to bear fruit later on. Okay. This really speaks to creating more, doing more creation. Yeah. More messages, more good messages. Excellent. Heartache and loss. Interestingly, this is in the blocked department, so heartache and loss is still blocked. This lady is quite emotional. She's feeling some stuff. And I'm not mad about feelings at all. And I don't know why your feelings are blocked this month. But for 2 weeks now, Interesting. You've got a lot going on for you where you're not in a position to freely share what you're feeling. Maybe it's because the people around you wouldn't relate. And so you're just kind of feeling like you can't really tell people what you're really feeling. But I think that it's blocked for now. We'll just leave it at that, okay? Now, accelerated motion. We have accelerated motion as your solution. You are moving forward in a quick fashion. You're going to create something new. You've got fertility also. Fertility this week and, accelerated motion. So you're definitely moving forward. This is like a very much an Eight of Wands feeling. The tail of the comet is absolutely a wand. And it's an 8. So I like that. Acceleration and movement. You are definitely on the move. You're going to create something for yourself. Creation energy is here big time. You have so many wonderful cards happening for you. I'm excited. The next week, over the 21st through the 27th, we have awareness. You are going to become very aware of some things happening around you and how you are affecting the universe. You're receiving messages from above, right there, right? We talked about messages. We are receiving messages from above. This is good news. Take those messages and use them to help other people and yourself, for sure, absolutely, positively. That's a good thing. We like that. We want you to do that. But interestingly enough, we're continuing with the things that are blocking you. We have suffering in silence. Suffering in silence. So you're not in a position to share your feelings, even though you have a lot of really, really great stuff happening. I feel like there's part of you that doesn't feel like you can share your joy. And it's so interesting. We have emotional loss, heartache and loss, suffering in silence. Whatever you're losing and not sharing and not feeling like you can share, it's going to be important for you to find at least one person that you can confide in, because it feels like it could be a real intense burden, and I don't want that to block you as much as it does. Okay, because you're still moving forward. Every where you are and what your solution is very bright, very lovely. Awareness is balanced out with power. So power is a wonderful card, right? Are you handling it through the beast mode, or are you going to do it through the balance of the man mode, right? The wise man or the beast. So it's a question mark, right? But it's all power, and power can be taken on in two different ways, right? From a wisdom position or from a action-packed lion position. And you get to decide. And we are here for you one way or the other. So that's exciting and interesting. We will get into that deeper in another video. Recognition and reward. We're talking about January 28th through February 3rd now. Recognition and reward. You're going to be taken bows. You're going to be appreciated. You're going to be acknowledged for all that you've done and all that you've come to. I feel like this is that moment where you really get to say, hey, yeah, I did that, and I'm awesome. Thank you. And I want you to wallow in that moment. Appreciate the possibility that you get to do that. It's good for you. It will be very, very good for you, okay? Cool. The area where you're blocked, interestingly enough, is destiny. The destiny is really, it speaks more to me about the many facets of yourself. And in this case, we're saying that this week isn't a good week for you to use all of the many facets of yourself. There might be the gardener, the painter, the homemaker, the worker bee. We're not going to be using all of our facets. We're going to use just the one. All right, we're going to use one. The one of you. In recognition and reward, will be standing there. You're going to send in one person representing you to accept the award for the whole. Okay, I think that's kind of cool. All right, and of course, a firm foundation will be required as you accept the recognition and reward. You know that the only way you got that was with a firm foundation. And so we're staying steady, we're staying clear, we're staying sure, we're staying super strong and capable. All right. Very cool. Very nice cards. Interesting blockages this month for you, Virgo. I'm not sure how that's going to play in the extended readings, but we will definitely look at them more closely as we go. I am, of course, clearing the deck so that we can get to the first week of January and go in depth right here, right now. All right. I have the 3 cards in front of me, and I'm going to expand on it with this portion of the Alleyman's Tarot. Of course, this is like about a third of the big deck, and I'm going to go ahead and lay them out. We will see what comes. And I will explain. It'll be awesome. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about what's going on this week. The first week, we were talking about patience. So you are in the starter blocks for the race, wanting desperately to get going. You're really excited about getting going, but you're like, okay, pause. First week isn't the time, okay? You're going to get going elsewhere, like in the next couple of weeks, but you can't go yet, okay? So we're waiting for the starter pistol. We need patience. We need to stay still. Calm down, okay? We want to make sure we have all our paperwork ready. And this one here is the 8 of Lids. The 8 of Lids. And yes, it's an interesting card, right? It talks about how, while we're having a bounty of something, this guy underneath is is suffering the consequences for all that he's put in one pile, right? It's not a really great experience for him. He's burning up underneath the pot. That's not great. So there's a burden. There was a burden created, and consequences are being suffered. So be aware that you could be suffering some consequences, and that's why patience is required. So be calm. Maybe you push yourself too hard, and now you're suffering the consequences of that. Pushing yourself so hard, striving so hard in one direction or another, and now you have to be patient with yourself. Okay, so be careful with your physical self, all right, Virgo? It's important. And remembering our lessons from the past. This is the 3 of Wands. This is a pretty cool looking card. But yes, absolutely want to pay attention to the lessons from our past so we don't keep on doing this thing over and over again. This is becoming more and more physical experience over here that's got you stopped in your starter blocks because you've went and hurt yourself somehow. Careful, careful. All right. Where you're truly blocked this week, material harvest, you are not ready to take care of harvesting anything, maybe because you're physically whacked. Sorry. But you may have hurt yourself and stopped yourself from being able to move forward in the collection of a bounty. All right. So that's blocked. You can't do it right now. And this card here is the Page of Cups. All right. So we have the Page of Cups, which is a really beautiful card. This is new information about things that you love. New messages that are blocked. Messages, right? We have messages coming back up and they're blocked. Currently they are blocked. So we are not in a position to accept the new messages or the material harvest. Can't get to our phone. We broke something. We're having a physical hindrance that's keeping us from moving forward because we're not able to receive because we hurt ourselves. Okay. We have the 9 of Clocks. 9 of Clocks. Also blocked. The 9 of Clocks. Nines talk about plenty and completion and wonderful amounts of everything, like lots of time. And because this is blocked, I'm going to say that you may not have enough time to do the things you want to do. All right, you've been feeling that way this whole time, like you wanted things to go your way, your time, your process. Go, go, go. And that's why you push yourself too hard and you're suffering the consequences. Consequences. Okay. So because you're having these consequences, it's a real drag. And not enough information, no harvest, everything is frustrating. So what's the solution? Put it all down, put down all that stuff I've been trying to work on this first week. This is only December 31st to the January 6th, right? We're going to put it all down and we're going to rejoice in celebration, okay? Put it all down and go to a party. Put on your party dress and just get on over there and have a good time, okay? Finally, something goes well, right? That's good news. We have the 10 of Wands also, showing that you can take your ideas and start to make them organized and get ready to go, right? You're going to get ready to go, completely finishing up whatever you need to finish up, but you're getting your ideas and your ducks in a row. So while you're sitting on your butt talks over here, you're actually going to make good use of that time, and I'm really proud of you for doing that. And that's good news. You are also in a position to release stuff you no longer need. This is a death card, one of the many in this deck. It is letting you know that, yeah, there's going to be some really good stuff happening for you. This reaper is reaping as he goes, right? So even as you release things, you're going to be harvesting stuff, or you're going to be in a position to think about harvesting stuff as you take care of this reaping and releasing. You're going to release things that are in the way of the harvest, okay? So this might be removing dead plants and other things, actually going out in the yard and clearing away the old and dead things so that you can get ready to think about fortifying the dirt, making sure everything is ready to go. But that is one version that is quite physical, but the obvious alternative is to realize that you might also be just clearing the way and prepping yourself for your next big chapter, right? The next thing that comes, the next season in your life, the next season of the year, clear the way. Let things go that get in the way of that, because you're you and you're awesome and you don't need whatever that is. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of cards to clarify a couple of these cards, all right? No, I'm not. I'm not. Sorry. I lied. Because this is clear, and I really appreciate what it is, and I like that it's clear for you, and I am looking forward very much to seeing what comes up for the rest of the month, week to week. We will talk about it probably closer to January, because that's when I'll be doing the rest of your videos. The background will be different. Don't be alarmed. But yes, indeed, I wanted to be able to get them all done and have enough space in my phone. But yeah, this is good. I really like this for you, Virgo. We are going to keep moving forward. It's going to be great. Okay. And I see a lot happening in the rest of the month. So don't let what felt like a holdy backy thing, these consequences, don't let these consequences hold you back too much. Okay. All right. So, indeed, we will talk next about the 7th through the 13th next week. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the algorithm when you leave comments, and I appreciate you so much. I like doing this for you, with you, okay? Your being here helps me, and I like to think that I'm helping you. All right? Thank you so much, and we'll talk next week.